We Said It.
Hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Now We Said It. I'm your host, Quisha. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me go ahead and get a few things out the way, okay? I know it looks different. I'm using my close-up lens because I just filmed a video for my other channel. The link will be in the description box down below. Also, y'all, I'm too lazy to get up and change the lens. It is 11:16 at night, and I don't want to. Also, I have makeup on my shirt, and also, I'm not wearing a bra, okay? So that's like, oh, and my desk is completely dirty, so I'm serving angles, all right? Is there any Housewives tea? I don't think so. Just cutting in here to say I'm talking about Atlanta right now. I gave the wrong premiere date. I said the 12th, and it actually premieres on December 6th. Thank you. I hope we get more drama other than the threesome and Cynthia and Mike's wedding. I don't know why they made the previews make it look like they're not going to make it down the aisle, because if you follow them on Instagram, you know they're married. So for some reason, I am interested to dive into the Mark and Kenya drama. I hope she left him because he is a controlling POS. Kenya is not my favorite, but nobody deserves to be with a person that treats them like that. Elena should be nice and juicy. I also saw that they dropped the promo pics for Dallas, which starts in January. They have a new girl. She looks Asian, which is nice, as long as it's not another white woman. Like, come on, y'all are in Texas. There's plenty of diversity out there. Get some color in here, please. So that looks cute. I don't know if I'm going to talk about Dallas or not. It's so boring. I really am only there for the Deandra and Mama DT, so y'all, I don't know what it's given. Okay, I'll watch the first episode and I'll talk about that, and we're just going to have to go from there, okay? Because I need to see what it's given. I need to see a preview, a trailer, a tease. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Have y'all heard the gossip that, well, it's not really gossip because it's been done in other franchises, but the majority of the women on Salt Lake City, their houses are rented for the show, specifically the Shaw Chalet and Lisa's house? Tell me what y'all think about that. Do y'all think it's true? I would not be surprised, especially Lisa's house. It looks so empty, and they don't even look like they know how to navigate that house. They act like it's not their house. They act like it's an Airbnb. Y'all, I'm sorry if I have a lot of cuts in this episode, cuts and jumps, because much like Karen, I don't have an ulcer, but I have extreme acid reflux. And I have not taken my medication in like a week, and your girl is dying. I just took one today, but it isn't going to kick in until like tomorrow or the day after that. So I'm just like burping my heart out. Am I telling y'all too much about me? All right, well, y'all just gotta keep it all the way real with y'all, right? All right, let's get into this episode because I'm getting delirious. I'm tired. So this episode is season 5, episode 18, which is the episode before the finale. I cannot believe the finale is next week. Has it been that long? Has it really been 18 episodes? Wow. Okay, so this is called Shifty Wigs. So we start off with everybody. They made it back home from Portugal. I'm guessing there was no interesting goings on towards the end of the trip. Like they just wrapped it up after the dominatrix party. Nobody said nothing. They had to fly back home. Oh my God. Okay, so I just realized I wasn't filming this. So whatever I just talked about previously, you'll just be looking at a picture of the thumbnail, okay? I can't believe it. Okay, so it's gonna be that kind of a night. Cool. Oh my gosh. I know I was recording. All right, anyway, I'm not gonna stress out about it. All right, moving on. So like I was saying, I'm guessing there was no drama that happened on the way home. I'm assuming they just wrapped it up right at the dominatrix party. There had to have been something going on because they all had to get on the plane to get back home. So was there no drama? They're all back home. They're doing cute little, showing us what they're doing. It's boring. We arrive at Karen's house, and her friend Steven arrives with her wigs. Karen says that Steven is responsible for her looks. All right. Then the shady ass producers showed Steven's tenure. They showed wigs during Steven and wigs post Steven, and the wigs during Steven were the wigs we made fun of. Wigs post Steven were laid for the gods. Who did those wigs? That's who she needs to be working with on the wig line. I'm sorry, Steven, hair doctor. If you were responsible for those wigs in those earlier seasons, I don't know if I trust you giving me medical wig advice. So they're naming the wig. He wanted to name one Wendy Williams, and Karen was like, nah, don't do that. She ended up naming one of them Brooke. There's a lot of Brooks work going on in the Housewives universe. Y'all know the OG Brooks from OC. He turned out to be a disaster. And now Brooks on Salt Lake City is turning out to be a bore and slightly problematic. Brooks from Salt Lake City is not who I wanted him to be. I want more from him. I want more like riskiness. He's a prude. I don't like that. So hopefully the Brooke wig will upstage the Brooks men in the housewife universe. Then we move on to Monique and Ashley. They're meeting up, and of course she has baby Dean in tow. I'm not gonna shame her for having her baby with her all the time. I understand her husband works, so you know she's the one that's gonna have the baby most of the time. I guess I understand. Michael better have been at work though. So Monique says that she invited Ashley to Chasen's birthday party, but Ashley said she was unable to make it because she and Michael were not in a good place at that time. When were y'all in a good place? Somebody show me when they were in a good place, because I have yet to see that. She says that they're trying to get to a better place and they still have issues that need to be resolved with her family. Okay. Monique says that Karen came to the party. Monique reveals that Karen had a few glasses of wine at Chasen's birthday party. You know, I really do appreciate a kids party that serves alcohol, because it's like you need this to get through being around all these goddamn kids. Also, if you're a person attending the party and you don't have kids, I'm going to need something to do because I don't want to talk to these kids. I don't know what to say to kids, and I'm just uncomfortable. I'm there for the food and hopefully the alcohol. Ashley was like, oh, so Karen was drinking at your party because she didn't drink at all in Portugal. And Monique was like, oh, she's probably just waiting on me to drink. And at the same time, Ashley goes, she said she had an ulcer. And Monique was like, oh, well, let me be quiet because I ain't trying to get her in trouble. Then Monique told Ashley that Karen invited her to the party, and Ashley was like, what? And then of course Ashley spills the tea and says, well, Karen told us in Portugal that she was not inviting you. And Monique was like, she's been continuously inviting me and I keep saying no. Then Monique says if she does go to the party, she wants to leave early because she knows Candace is going to be there and she's not ready to be in the same space with her. I thought that was very big of Monique, not intentionally staying around to start drama. I'm really proud of her for making the decision to just come early, congratulate Karen, show her support, and dip. I feel like if the roles were reversed, that Candace would stay around just to be petty, or she wouldn't come at all. I feel like those were the two options, the two ways that Candace would have gone. So Ashley flat out told Monique, hey, Karen told us that she was not inviting you to the party. And Monique was like, what? Wow. Like, Monique genuinely looked shocked. The same shocked face that she had when she found out that Karen told Candace to press charges is the same face. I feel like both Candace and Monique are, I don't want to say finding out who Karen is, because honestly Karen really is stuck in a very difficult position and she really is just trying her best. She's just not going about it in an honest way. She could just say, listen, I'm very uncomfortable and I'm not inviting in one of y'all bitches. Like, how about that? So Ashley says, listen, let's just call Karen so we can get right down to the bottom of this. Let me tell you something. Ever since we found out about the whole statement situation was when we saw old school Ashley. I'm talking seasons 1 through 4 Ashley. Her petty, messy side, she can't hold that back. She can only hold that back for so long, and it's coming through. I'm not saying she's getting over her depression, her postpartum depression, but she's on her way. And in that, her messy side is coming back up. Messy Ashley is officially back. She will be back in full force season 6, I promise you. Well, she's pregnant right now, so we'll see. Oh Lord, maybe towards the end of season 6, child. But she can't stay down for long. You can't keep a messy bitch down. They can only cover that stuff up for a short period of time, and after a while they get bored and they start itching to be messy and petty again. And that's what Ashley did in this episode, and I have to say I love her for it. You see, I accept Ashley for who she is. When me and my friend Cocoa Butter Curls did the seasons 1 through 4, we did like a quick recap to catch everybody up. I'll put the link to that video in the description box down below. I said I like Ashley. I like her messy like that. She was the one keeping the drama going. She was the one stirring the pot, and here she is towards the end of season 5, still doing that. So Ashley says, listen, let's call Karen and get to the bottom of this, because I'm not going to go back and forth and not having you believe me. So Ashley called Karen, and the way she worded this question was beautiful. She goes, Karen's like, She was like, so it was asked to you, someone asked you if you were inviting Monique to the wig shift party, and what did you say? She didn't frame it as you said no, right? She was like, what did you say? Karen said, oh, I said that Monique was uncomfortable coming, so she would not be attending. Ashley said, that's not what you said. What you said was you were not inviting her. Karen goes, I don't recall. What's that meme or that little video? I think it's both Justin Bieber and Lil Wayne. They were both in court, not at the same time, but in separate instances, and both of their answers every time was, I don't recall. I don't recall. Karen hit her with a, I don't recall. And I feel like you're twisting my words. And Ashley was like, no, that's what you said, but okay, bye. And Karen's like, you tried it, okay, bye. And Ashley was like, no, you did this to yourself. Bye. Now, this whole time, Monique, she looks a little bit bothered, but for the most part, she looks pretty calm about the whole situation. And even Ashley in her confessional was like, I don't see how Monique is being so calm about this, but listen. Monique is being calm about this because she knows she's on camera. She doesn't want to seem angry or volatile. So she's like, okay, no problem. So all she said was, it is what it is. Deep down, Monique was like, I can't believe this heifer said she wasn't going to invite me. And meanwhile, in my face, inviting me. While she said it is what it is, she had that smile on her face, that big old teeth smile, like, okay. The same smile she had when she was trying to pass off Baby Dean, like, get this child out my face. Then we move on to Robin and Juan. They're looking at a house. Now, it's a very nice house. Their friend is the realtor, and she says she's on a payment plan to get her taxes squared away, which I appreciate that. Very responsible. And she says they are still proceeding with buying a house. Okay. So they show us around the house a little bit. It is 5,600 square feet and it is $1.6 million. It's a really nice house. She says if they're going to move forward with buying a house, then Juan needs to go ahead and propose. Now listen, when they were in Portugal, wasn't she saying, I'm not going to pressure him or rush him because the basketball season started and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on him and the ball's pretty much in his court? Didn't she just say that in Portugal? So now you're trying to rush. She said basically it's like shit or get off the pot. She wants that ring. I don't know why people think getting married is going to solve all of their problems. Yes, it does show that commitment, but y'all have been together for over 20 years or whatever it's been. I think he's about as committed as he's going to be. I don't know what's really going on with Juan, but yeah. I think he is where he is with the whole situation. I think that's all I'm going to say about that. So then we get a scene with Gisele and her daughters. They're having dinner for Grace's birthday. Listen, when Grace walked into the restaurant, I was watching her face. She's the one that's going to tell you, she's the one that's going to tell it like it is. And her face is serving all kinds of looks and emotions. If you want to see what's really going on, look at Grace. I'm so happy I watched this scene twice because when I watched it the second time, I saw a totally different perspective. And I'm going to tell y'all about it right now. So they're ordering tacos or whatever. Gisele tells them that Jamall is coming for the holidays. They were like, why? And then she's like, for the holidays, he's going to stay for about a week. And Grace was like, a week? Her eyes, she had that turned up face like, what? Who? Listen, they don't even want to be a part of the storyline. These kids are very much over it. And she says she has a family photo shoot planned, and she tells them that he'll be there for a week or whatever. And Grace rolls her eyes, looking at her all sideways. Grace was looking at Gisele the same way we look at Gisele every episode. So she was asking the girls, she was like, so how do y'all feel about that? And they were like, we don't have a choice. She then asked the girls if they want to move to Atlanta. And they were like, no, never. We like Maryland. And they don't want to be a part of this. And she goes and says, well, I'm going to continue to see your dad. And Grace says, what control do we have over that? And Gisele says, none. And then Grace did this laugh. She was like, okay, Mom. Now listen, in this point, I feel like Grace was at her breaking point. Like, the way she was laughing was like, don't make me spill the beans to the cameras that this is fake. That's the feeling I was getting from Grace. The way she said, okay, mom. And then the way she was looking at her was like, bitch, don't make me put your business on Front Street. And then Gisele was like, oh, so you don't want to talk about this no more? See, I feel like Gisele was like, let me shut this down. She was like, no, I don't want to talk about this no more. And Gisele goes, why? Because it's your birthday? Her face was really looking like, no, because this is fake. You're bamboozling everyone. Or you're trying to, child. She knew they didn't want to talk about that. So it's like, why did you bring it up in the first place? I know it's so she can have something to talk about in the scene, but that scene looked very forced. Gisele's face, the way she was looking at the girls and the way the girls were looking, it just looked like a very planned scene, and Grace was having no parts of it. Then we shoot over to Karen. She's staging a sexy moment for her and Ray. She has rose petals all throughout the house leading up to the bathroom. She's got champagne. She's running a bubble bath. It's giving me Tamara and Eddie tease from that scene in Orange County, which is forever burned into my brain, of them getting in the tub naked. It was so nasty. And here we are looking at it again via Karen and Ray. Ray walks in. Karen says she wants to make up for the lack of intimacy in their relationship, and she wants to show Ray how much he means to her, and she just wants to show him love. She then says she might unplug a few holes that have been plugged up. What holes are those? I'm guessing the butt in her mouth. Because last episode she said she retired her mouth, and I believe they haven't spoken much of the anal. But she said a few. What's the third? A few is 3. Ears, feet, that's not a hole though. The only other one besides the vagina is the ears. I mean, y'all tell me, I don't know. So Ray walks in and he's like, oh, wow. And she's like, Ray, follow my voice, Ray, where are you? Meanwhile, the cameras are showing Ray taking his old body time, the time it takes an old body to get up the stairs. She's like, Ray, hurry up. Where are you, Ray? Follow my voice. Girl, you gotta give Ray old bones time to get up the stairs. He needs to take his time or he will hurt himself. Give the man time to get up the stairs. He finally makes it up the stairs and he was like, oh, wow. He said, oh, you got some champagne. Looks like you opened it already. Ray said, I thought this was for me. She said, oh, I want to serve my man. I'm going to pour it for you. He's like, oh, okay. So they're being a little cutesy or whatever. And she tells him to get in the tub with her. And he closes the door. And that's where the scene leaves us. Now, I want to thank them for not subjecting us to looking at them like we had to look at Tamara and Eddie. I respect them for just cutting the scene off there and leaving it up to our imagination. I didn't imagine anything past that point. I don't want to, but I'm happy for them. Hopefully she got some good and she got her wig shifted. That's all we can hope for Karen. Then we have a Wendy family scene. It's her husband Eddie, their kids, and her mom. They're at a pumpkin patch. They're on a hayride. Y'all know I'm finna skedoodle that right past this scene because it's giving boring. She pretty much told her mom that she doesn't want to be a professor anymore, and her mom was like, why? I get so many kudos for what you do and you should stay in your job. And then Wendy was like, I don't even know why I came to you for approval, because you want your mom's approval. Her mom wants her to stay a professor because her mom likes the prestige and the clout for having a daughter that's a professor. That's like using your daughter, for, like she said, kudos, which if your daughter isn't happy, let her go find something that she wants to do, which is pretty much what she does. She does call Wendy spoiled, but at the end of the day, Wendy was like, I just want you to tell me that you're proud of me. And her mom goes, I am very proud of you. You're a wonderful daughter. You're a wonderful wife and an amazing mother. And she gets a little bit emotional and they hug. And she just says all she wanted to hear was that her mom would be proud of her in anything that she does. Cool. Okay. I'm glad that scene is over. I don't want to hear it no more.
But now we said it.